first things first, when I was Googling, favorite Easter candies, an infographic popped up. This infographic was basically like a list, like this is the most popular Easter candy, this is the least popular Easter candy, 1 to 10. So I opened the infographic in Google Images, and then you can usually click on an image again, or click on the link or something to take you to the article that it's linked to, or whatever it's linked to, usually like an article. So I click on the infographic, I click on it again to get me to the article. The article is a Fox Business article. Now, does that really change how they would view an Easter candy list? Not really. I just bring it up because of some interesting things I noticed while looking at the article. But here's what I was gonna look at is this came out 2023, so it's not that important, but it is just something that I noticed and was weirded out by. First of all, Fox Business, it's not the same as Fox News, but it's basically the same as Fox News. Here we have an example. I would put them more like down here at the 5, but whatever. This itself is also, like I said, from 2022, although they did a blind survey in 2025. I only bring up this part of it because this is one of the first things that came up when I was trying to just find popular Easter candies. Again, this is from 2023. I just thought it was interesting that, first of all, old ass articles are coming up, and that it's Fox News essentially. I get they're different. They're not that different in my mind. Second of all, the reason I'm talking about this at all is because the Instacart survey, they do claim it in the title, but they don't link to the actual survey anywhere fucking on the page that I can find. And I actually found this article because I found this picture, or like this infographic, or whatever you want to call this, on Google Images while searching for like images that I could use for candy to put in the tier list. I saw this and I'm like, okay, let me click onto that article. So I click on this article, or I click on this picture, and it takes me here. It does not take me to the Instacart survey. It takes me to the Fox Business article, which does not link to the survey at all. I just thought that's just patently bad journalism. And then all of these hyperlinks, they just take you to another Fox Business thing. They don't even, like, every single one of these links don't actually take you to anything helpful. They just take you to their own website over and over again. This is another Instacart infographic. Hello, so this is me editing this clip where I'm talking about how I'm editing this video that you're currently watching. For some reason, my camcorder didn't pick up any of the audio at all from this little clip. So I'm gonna do a little voiceover here in the actual timeline of the video. This entire video is completely fucked. This production is a lot. So I don't even actually remember what I'm talking about in this clip, besides the fact that I'm doing editing and that I noticed something different while I was editing and going through all this footage. So we're going to take a look at it here in a second once I stop talking. So this is me looking at the timeline and my editing software. So I'm looking at this infographic from the Instacart stuff, and I'm going to show you in a minute like how I'm scrolling up and down here. You can tell that it's cut off right at this line here. And you can also tell that it's cut up at the top right here. If you look at that, you can tell that there's something missing, like it's cut off. It doesn't look quite right. But this is what the graphic looks like when you just look at it by itself. You can see that it mentions at the bottom where it's from, and that it has the Instacart logo in the corner. So it really, really looks like Fox Business cut off Instacart's own, like telling you where it's from. And then I was thinking maybe it's because it's an older article, but then I realized that's definitely not true because of the other Instacart graphic that I have, which is the screen one. And when I move it, you can see that it also has the like same kind of thing at the bottom where it tells you where it's from, where the data came from, and it has the Instacart logo in the corner. So Fox Business just swiped these, but then also edited out the like important part saying that it's from Instagram, the survey, and the logo itself, and that's why it looks so weird in the article itself. Like the Instacart one has those rounded corners, and in the Fox Business article it was just a straight cut off, and the graph looked funny because it was cut off in a way that it shouldn't have been. And I think this part here is what I'm talking about, that I'm probably going to actually take all this stuff out of the video and put it in a separate video where I'm just talking about the journalistic integrity stuff, because that is completely unrelated to the candy video that I wanted to make, but I still thought it was interesting and recorded all this stuff anyway So I'm going to put this up as a bonus video somewhere else. And that's all I'm saying in this clip. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this little bonus video, and I cannot believe a video that was just supposed to be about Easter candy is such a major fucking pain in my ass. So anyways, we'll get back to this little extra video. The reason I was, immediately confused about this and why they didn't link back to the Instacart survey, and why they're very clearly just taking all of the Instacart graphics and shit. They didn't even make their own graphics, they just swiped them from Instacart. It's because this is the Instacart page for 2022, I think? 2024. Just weird that they didn't link it at all. That's patently bad journalism. But yeah, so that was the first kind of side tangent I went on, is what's going on here. Seems like incredibly bad researching skills, first of all, and second of all, really bad journalistic practices. And this Fox News article, I mentioned it a few times, it's from 2023. So I won't be using it. It's an old source. It's very clearly just ripped from another source, and I just don't want to be platforming the Trump Glazers at any point at all. So we're just going to completely disregard this article completely. However, it was one of the first things that pop up in Google. A 2023 article, 3 years old, that just swiped all its information. And I did talk about it a little bit in that clip, but I noticed pretty soon, because I normally just open things as separate tabs and then go down the line and figure out what they're about, if they're good sources, and read through them a little bit more closely. So it does tell you that it is based off the Instacart survey in the title. However, before I went back to this source and went to go look at it a little bit more closely, I was looking at the Instacart website itself. The Instacart blog, I think is what they're calling it, or the company blog or whatever, on the Instacart site itself. And the 2024 Easter candy survey, so the next year after this Fox News article or Fox Business article was written, is the exact same infographics. They're not the exact same because the data is different, but they're basically the same. It's the same formatting, it's a very specific style. So that's when I was like, if this is an Instacart survey and an Instacart thing, why did that other article from a website that I didn't look at very closely, why does that other article just have the exact same stuff? What's going on here? That's when I went back and I was like, oh, they just swiped the survey wholesale. They did put it in the title of the article, which is, better than nothing. No linking to the article at all, though. And also, this already seems to be a pretty untrustworthy source. Google says it's trustworthy. I don't trust Google that much either, though, so But another reason I bring this up, specifically about the Instacart stuff, is the Instacart blog that we will be looking at, because it is at least from the source that's gathering the data, even though it is incredibly biased data. We're going to be looking at it, but it's from 2024, and they didn't do one for 2025, and they have not done one for 2026. And you might be saying to yourself, you're filming this video before Easter. All of these articles and data sets and everything were posted before Easter. This 2024 one was March 20th, 2024, which is before Easter. And then the 2023 one was March 5th, before Easter. So I have the Instacart survey from 2024 that we'll talk about a little bit. Then we have one from Chowhound, which sounds, again, just like a food bloggy type thing, from this year, March 23rd. So at least this year. And then I have another one from March 13th of this year. And that's what we're going to be looking at a little bit. A lot of these claim their sources are things like DoorDash, which, again, that's pretty biased data. Here, if we look at this, courtesy of DoorDash, right? That's not even in the Fox News article. It doesn't say that at all. It just says, this is an Instacart specific graphic, and it just says Instacart released popular candies. They didn't say they got this from Instacart. It is from Instacart. Same thing with this. This is from Instacart. They don't say that it's from Instacart. They just say that Instacart determined the top Easter candies. They don't say this is from Instacart. And yeah, I get that that is implied, that they're saying Instacart has determined, and they're showing this graphic. I get that it's implied that Instacart picked this, but you don't say it. It could very easily be just as implied as somebody at Fox Business decided to make this graphic to show what Instacart determined. See, this says Instacart/Fox News. This is not a Fox News thing. This is an Instacart graphic. Unless Instacart and Fox News teamed up to get this data, which wasn't listed in the Instacart article, and was not listed in this article. I didn't read it very closely though, so maybe it's in there and I'm just stupid, which is, you know, always a possibility. Again, just like obviously bad practice. This is meant to be a candy video and I'm still harping on about this stupid fucking article. But yeah, this article here that actually at least says courtesy of DoorDash. And then if we just, this is what I googled, most common Easter candy, because I was trying to find a definitive list, and at least Instacart comes up first here, which is nice. Again, old. Is this the article that they swiped? These infographics do look very similar, but not the same. Then we have the 2024 one, slightly different type as opposed to this one, but again, like I said, same font, same color scheme. This one's the 2024 year. I could not find a 2025 or 2026, and I didn't want to go all the way back to find the 2022, so I can't believe I found this one on accident. So this one's published in the Parade article, even though it's a DoorDash list, and I wish I had a different like set of things I could follow, but it seems like all of the sources online that are coming up like pretty immediately seem to be based off Instacart or DoorDash or something like that. I would prefer anything else, honestly. So it does seem to be that these are from the year before. This one is from, the Parade one is from, does say it's from the 2025, or like their data set is from 2025. The Chowhound one, also from this year, is just one person and their opinion. No personal beef with this person, but I agree with almost every single one of their takes, and that's what I want to talk about, because that's more fun than talking about journalistic integrity. With the two Instacart surveys that we're going to look at, the 2024 one, that data is technically from 2023, which means that the 2022 ones, infographic, the data set is technically from 2021.